Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you for joining. The topic of my presentation, as you can see, is homeschool partnerships. And why was there a need for this discussion? I'll discuss it later. Before moving on to the discussion, a little bit about me. My name is Yasmin Kamal. I've done my master's in microbiology. I have worked with a private institution for 17 years, starting from a primary teacher all the way up to the head of O levels. Currently, I'm working with an NGO as an educationist. A brief outline of my interests and achievements, which continue to grow as I grow. To begin with, these are some of my topic of interest that I have attended sessions on: teaching of mathematics, maths through play, fun with fractions, to increase academic level of institute, how to do that, what is the role of monitoring tools in learning organization. I have done my diploma in teaching effectiveness. I have done a primary year program training by Pearson British Council. Why is it important for a teacher to be a counselor? I have attended a SPELT International Conference, a workshop on multiple intelligence, and a conference for career counselor. Now, moving on with my topic of discussion, that is homeschool partnerships. Like I said, why was there a need to have a discussion or to present this topic? Being in the educational sector for so many years, I can surely say that when parents and school work together, the students develop better social and academic skills. Research has shown that a home-school partnership improves student academic achievement and increases school attendance. I'll be sharing in the content number one, the introduction of the topic, the partnership model, how reliable is the research on homeschool partnership, the relationship between family and school, coming up to the fun ideas to partner with families, and ending the session with the summary of the topic. Now, what actually is homeschool partnership? A homeschool partnerships involve a willing and intentional collaboration between the school and the family. Now, when we talk about an intentional collaboration means a collaboration which is by choice and not by force. A collaboration that can support students in more productive and consistent work and behavior, which in turn can improve students' interests, their motivation level, and their engagement in learning both at home and at school. Teachers and parents have been seen to benefit from this relationship too. Parents have gained greater confidence in parenting and have increased their personal interest in education and career. Teachers, on the other hand, feel more supported and appreciated from this good relationship with parents. Now, when we talk about homeschool partnership, the term that comes into limelight is the effectiveness of it. So, what are effective homeschool partnerships? In effective partnerships, families and schools recognize their shared interest and responsibility for children and collaborate to share information and enhance opportunities for children's learning. They create constructive connections between home and school settings that promote positive educational and social outcomes. Why family engagement and involvement are key to developing strong home-school partnerships. They are not equivalent to partnerships in terms of money, in terms of donation of some amount, but family members here dedicate their time and effort towards their children's education by, for example, participating in activities within the school setting, such as parent teacher meetings, volunteer work, or attending school functions or field trips. Here you can see a circle of connection. Now, when we talk about a circle, it means that it's an ongoing process where the parent, student, teacher, all three are continuously connected with each other, and a circle of connection cannot be broken down or stopped. If it is stopped or broken down, then this effective partnership breaks. It is important to note that these activities are solely focused on family support for the school. A home-school partnership, in contrast, involves genuine collaboration and coordination between families and schools on key issues relevant to both the school and the family. Studies show that a strong connection between home and school benefits children tremendously, such as higher attendance rate, their social skills tend to get better, and thus an increased graduation rate. Now, moving on to the partnership model. Let's see what is a partnership model. I'll be discussing here three partnership models. Model number one, it says that families participate in self-defined ways in the education of the children. Now, when I say self-defined ways, it means activities across home and school settings that are recognized as conducive to children's development. For example, reading a book, downloading a recipe, a favorite of a child, cooking by his or her mom, or asking someone, an elder person, a grandparent, for an information, thus increasing the knowledge of a child. Coming back to partnership model number two. Now it says that here the discussion is on the negotiation between the families and the school over what is in the best interest of the children's learning. Now, when we talk about the negotiation, it means that the beliefs about the best way to support children's learning are negotiated here rather than school beliefs being imposed upon families and home contexts. The school in turn provides resources such as books that are identified as important by a particular group of families. For example, books on family values and having activities that are sensitive to different cultures. Coming up to model number three. This partnership model says that partnership activities focuses on engaging, guiding, motivating, and energizing each student to produce their own success, to move on in his or her own space. Schools and families develop personal and unique ways to interact, which draw on and activate their multiple experiences and resources. This participation is not limited to parents only, as members of the extended family also get involved to support child's education and development. In this context, the activities that can be done by the school include debates, brainstorming and concept mapping, peer reviews, discussion, case studies, etc.
You've
Moving
heard
on.
it a million times, right? Involvement is the key to your child's success. But there is a point where being too involved in academics can hurt more than help. A new study details the best ways to help your child thrive in school.
Helping with homework has always been considered a bonus for kids. Now, a new study finds those advantages start fading in middle school.
Curriculum has changed definitely since I, learned math.
Researchers looked at data from kids from the time they were in the first grade to the 12th. And they also tracked 63 measures of parental involvements, such as helping with homework, talking about college, and meeting with teachers.
Roughly 15% of the time, parental involvement was associated with increases in achievement. and about 30% of the times, 35% of the times, was associated with decreases in achievement.
50% of the time, it made no difference. The researchers also found across all racial groups, helping with homework was found to lower achievement in reading and math. So, what does help?
Having expectations of your child to have education beyond high school seems to be associated with achievement across the board.
Professor Harris and his colleagues also found that reading out loud to young children made a difference, as did talking with older students about their college plans. Also, talking about the importance of school is associated with increases in math and reading.
They just kind of encourage us to get better, and that we'll get there.
Researchers also found making sure your child has a good teacher with a good reputation can improve academic performance by as much as 8 points. And this was one example where race did seem to matter. White parents are at least twice as likely as Black and Latino parents to request a specific teacher. You've heard it a million times, right? Involvement is the key to your child's success.
Okay.
But there is a point where
Now,
being
we have
too involved
already
in academics can hurt
discussed
more than
before
help.
this report
A new study
that how
details the
parental
best ways to
involvement
help your child
is not
thrive
the
in
same
school.
as homeschool partnerships.
Helping with
In this
homework has
short
always been
video,
considered a
we have
bonus for
seen that
kids.
how
Now, a new
over-involvement
study
can be
finds those
detrimental for students'
advantages start
progress,
fading in middle
such
school.
as
Curriculum has
parental involvement
changed
is more
since
productive
definitely
in
since
the early
I,
years of
learned math.
And as
Researchers
a
looked at data
child
from kids from the
starts to
time they were in
grow,
the first grade to the
the
12th.
involvement
They
of the
also
parent
tracked
becomes
63
lesser
measures of
because the
parental
child wants to grow
involvements,
in his own
such as
space.
helping with homework, talking about
There are
college, and
social
meeting with teachers.
liabilities,
Roughly
there are social
15%
pressures, peer
of the
pressures.
time, parental
So
involvement was associated
this
with increases
involvement
in achievement.
gets
And about
a
30% of
little
the times,
over
35%
for
of
the
the times,
child.
was associated
So
with
in a way,
decreases
we
in
can say
achievement.
is that
50%
the
of the
parent
time,
needs to
it
be
made no
supportive,
difference.
but not
The researchers
over.
also
Like we
found
say
across
that
all
every
racial
picture
groups,
has two
helping with
sides, a
homework was
positive
found to
side and a
lower
negative
achievement
side.
in reading
But
and
I'll
math.
continue with
So,
the
what does
positive
help?
side
Having
to talk about, which is very important, the relationship between family and school. Now, how do you specify a relationship between family and school? The relationship between family and school is one of the most critical factors in a student's education, where the parents, teachers, and other members of the school community work together to ensure students receive the best possible academic and social education. When we talk about relationship between family and school, communication becomes very important. Communication between home and school is key to this relationship. Families need to feel comfortable sharing information about their child's development, while teachers must trust that families will support the academic goals they set for their children. And this is only possible when the teachers are transparent with their lesson plans, sharing their objectives and vision in routine. Now, when I continue to talk about relationship, teacher plays an important point. Teacher is a key point in this relationship. How does a teacher play a key point in this relationship is it can be explained as that a teacher must foster an atmosphere of trust and provide clear communication about their strategies for helping students achieve success in school. It is also essential for teachers to consider individual family situations and encourage parents to participate in their child's education by attending PTMs, providing the parents with the feedback, and participating in school events. To ensure families and teachers are both on the same page, it is essential to share information about the students' progress with each other without any judgment or prejudice. Teachers can work collaboratively with parents to help their child succeed in school by providing accurate feedback and understanding both sides of the situation. Now, coming up next are the ways to build strong homeschool relationships. To begin with, we can have regular meetings and conversations Parents and guardians. Parents should be encouraged to attend school events and meetings, such as parent-teacher conferences. These opportunities allow for open communication between home and school that can help foster a positive relationship. Teachers should also take the initiative to reach out to families to share information about their child's progress or discuss any concerns that they may have. Then comes setting goals and objectives together. When teachers and parents work together to set goals and objectives for a student's success, it allows them to have an active role in their child's education. This can help create a sense of shared responsibility between the two parties, which is very essential for building strong bonds of trust and understanding, thus, a sense of ownership among the child. Then comes the encouragement. That is the encouraging involvement from both sides. When we talk about both sides means the school and the teacher in school and the teacher's involvement in the educational process. Parents and teachers should also strive to involve one another in the education process as much as possible. This means having open discussions about student progress, providing feedback on course material, assignments, and discussing classroom activities that could benefit their children. By working together on these issues, parents and teachers can create a strong bond of trust with one another that will help foster a thriving learning environment for students. Then is the then comes creating a positive environment through respectful engagement. When we talk about respectful engagement, this means listening carefully to what each other has to say without assumptions or judgment and considering the other person's point of view before making any decisions. To foster an environment of mutual respect and understanding, families and teachers should strive to engage in respectful conversations at all times. By creating a positive atmosphere, parents and teachers can support students in their education while still maintaining good relationships with one another. As I said in the beginning, that I'll be sharing some fun ideas to partner with families. So, to begin with, number one are the family forums. The family forums means an open forums where families can come and talk their heart out. They can talk about their social backgrounds, their family values, what do they do in their schedules, what kind of work they are doing, how they live, with whom they live, what they expect from each other. Now, these can still be held each month, just like any PTM, and these family forums, the talk of the family forums can be recorded and can be housed on the school's website or YouTube, or provide families with important information such as the daily schedule, welcome packet, skills to work on at home, welcome postcard. All these things can be provided by the school itself. Number two, muffins with mom, donuts with dad. Now, here, both the parents can be invited to share their favorite recipe. The moms can share how they prepare food. The dads can also share what kind of food they like, or even if somebody's dad can is a good chef, can come and share his experience as well. Students, children love to have their parents talk about food, do activities in front of the other children. This gives them a sense of ownership, a sense of partnership. The student and the child himself or herself get involved in these partnerships. You can do this as many times a year as you want. Again, this can be done online as needed or wanted. Or you can dedicate a day where fathers can volunteer or even mothers to help with activities or projects you have going on in the classroom. Moving on, Grandparents' Day can be celebrated, and as we all know that the grandparents play a very important role in our cultural values, in our social values. They play a very important role in our lifestyles. You can do this as many times a year as you want. Grandparents can volunteer to help in the classroom with whatever the school may need. Grandparents would love to be able to be a part of the classroom through Zoom and show the students how their families are working right now. The grandparents can share their experiences, their role of growing up from a child to the grandparent, their culture values, how did they progress in their lives. So this creates a sense of a diversified culture among the classroom, sharing of the diversified culture where the students interact with each other according to their values, according to their living schedules, according to their lifestyles. Then the school can have an important person day where each child can be allowed to choose one person that is really important to him or her, whether it be an aunt or an uncle, a mother, father, sister, brother, even a friend. This person can come to the classroom and bring his or her favorite child's book or the children's book and read it aloud to the class. The teacher or the school can then allow them to be a part of the day if they would like to. Then we can have family project packs, which usually is a curriculum themed. These packs can have curriculum materials and the ideas that a teacher or a school has been teaching during the week, during the day. The things to include can be the clear directions, the projects children can be successful on, all the materials that are needed for that project to be conducted, the books families can read together, healthy recipes for families to try together, and fun family friendly games or ideas. Moving on, another fun activity that can be implemented in school is get to know you. Now, here, the school sets a parent questionnaire, for example, to let families know that the school cares about them and that teacher wants to get to know them better. Now, in preparing the questionnaire, you can take help of the child, tell the child to put questions for their parents on that questionnaire, funny questions, informative questions, whatever the child wants to learn, wants to know about his or her parent, which usually a child is unable to do. So again, this gives a sense of achievement and a sense of ownership to the child. Number 8 can be phone calls. Now, phone calls play a very positive roles in the life of a child. When a phone call is received by a parent from school with a positive note, that is really appreciable for the child. The parent feels appreciated, the parent feels happy. So positive calls are very vital. Newsletters can be sent, the special notes can be sent to home, so on and so forth. Then coming up to Think It Out board. Now this is a kind of a board which is located right outside the door of the classroom. It lists things that a teacher has been working on that day or the week. It gives specific questions families can ask a student instead of just asking, "What did you learn today?" Now, these questions can be read out by the parent on his or her visit to school, on the open days, on the open houses, and the parents in contacts would know what has been going on in this school during the week in terms of academics, in terms of different activities. So again, this makes a child happy that a parent is equally involved in his process of learning as a school is. Last but not the least, attend and be present is a narrative from a teacher's point of view. Many times, families will invite you different things, play games, parties, etc. I tried to attend as many as I could. Many times, there are several children on one team or in a play music program. I also make sure I was always present, not only during that day, but any time a family member wanted my attention. You must make sure that they know you care and that you want to hear from them. Last but not least, I would like to end with a thank you note. The video clip that was shown summarizes my session. Let us make um, let us make a note with ourselves that by working together and creating an atmosphere of trust and understanding between the two parties, successful parent-teacher relationships are achievable that will help students reach their potential in education. By establishing these connections, parents and teachers can become powerful partners in assisting students in achieving their goals. So let us work on this home-school partnerships for the betterment of our children, for the betterment of our society. Thank you.